Hi there, welcome back to DSR Ghostwriting on YouTube. My name is Daniel Rosel. I'm a freelance writer and ghostwriter based in Jerusalem. I wanted to talk for this FAQ about whether you need to pay your ghostwriter royalties or whether a ghostwriter will work only for royalties. The whole issue of royalties basically in ghostwriting. Now, I should clarify that for the purpose of this answer for this video, we're talking about book ghostwriting books. So do you need to pay your ghostwriter royalties? So the first thing to understand about book ghostwriting and ghostwriting generally is it's a writing service. You're hiring somebody to write a book for you or a blog for you or something else for you. The general scope of the service is it's writing. The deliverable is a type of writing, and you're going to get the intellectual property to that piece of writing after the writer has finished it. And then you can do whatever you want with it. You can publish it, you can edit it. That's the scope of the ghostwriting relationship. Now, if we're talking about books, that does not include publishing. Publishing is something else. Publishing is when you publish your book and take it out to market, whether you're going through a self-publishing route or whether you're going through a traditional publishing house. Even if you're working with a ghostwriter that way, your ghostwriter comes in and writes the book, then you work on the print layout, the ebook layout, another person does the editing, another person does proofreading, another person works on the cover art, then the publishing house publishes it and prints it and gets it to readers. So that's not part of the ghostwriter's job. So when we're talking about book sales and how authors make money from book sales, sometimes it's advances and sales plus royalties. So that's if we're talking about the traditional publishing route. If we're talking about self-publishing, the payment is just the royalties, how much the book actually sells. And if you're publishing through Amazon KDP, how much royalties you will get depends on which percentage of royalties you've selected for ebooks. And for paperbacks, it's the selling price minus the print on demand fee equals your royalty as the author. So for ghostwriters, you don't typically pass on royalties. It doesn't mean that you can't pass on royalties as an additional incentive for the ghostwriter to write the book, but it's not traditional. Second question was, will you work for royalties? I'll tell you the answer for me is no. And I'll tell you that the answer for the majority of ghostwriters is also going to be no. And I'll explain why. Because royalties are simply a fraction of sales. So from the ghostwriter's perspective, our objective as freelance writers is to make sure that the time it takes to cover the writing of the book and the researching is covered by a fee. That fee has to be there. Otherwise, we're working completely for free and we're writing essentially on spec. We're writing speculatively that perhaps there will be sales, but a lot of books, and we can control the sales process because a lot of that depends on how well the author actually markets the book. And if you do a lousy job, that's not our fault, but it means that we're not going to get any money or virtually any money from the hard work we put into writing that book. So to summarize, can you pay writers royalties? Well, you could add royalties on top of a fee, but it's kind of straying into the domain of publishing a small bit. Will a ghost work for only royalties? I would say the vast majority will not. I'm not saying you will not find somebody who will say yes to that, but most won't, because basically it doesn't give us any control over that income. Hope that FAQ was useful. If you'd like to receive more information and content about thought leadership, book ghostwriting, and content marketing, then please feel free to sign up for the DSR Ghostwriting newsletter. That's at dsrghostwriting.com. And I'm also putting out content on LinkedIn and YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.